Good day, everyone.
Good day, ma'am.
Hey, ma'am.
Is my
Good day,
audio
ma'am.
clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes po.
Yes po.
So, okay, so our topic for today is defining and non-defining relative clauses. To start our discussion, I will present a picture with a dialogue. Two students from the class will read it. Can we have Miss Raimunda and Miss Espineda?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you will be Alexis, Miss Raimundo, and you will be Kat, Miss Espineda. You may now start.
Hey, Kath. Look at this picture. Aren't they cute?
Oh my god, yes! They look adorable.
Who do you like most?
I like the one who is wearing a purple headband.
Emma, who you like, looks really cute.
How about you? Who do you like most?
Well, I like the one who has red hair.
Oh, Mia, who you like looks really good.
Okay, thank you, Miss Raimundo and Miss Espineda. Now I want you to identify the relative pronoun used in the dialogue. After that, list down the whole clause or phrase that uses that relative pronoun. I will give you 3 minutes to do that. Is everything clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes po.
Yes, ma'am.
You may now begin. Are you all done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is the relative pronoun used in the dialogue? Anyone?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Raimundo.
it is the word who.
Very good. Let's now list down the phrases you wrote down. Anyone?
De la Cruz po.
Okay, Mr. De Cruz.
Who is wearing a purple headband?
Thank you. Next.
Espineda po.
Okay, Mrs. Fineda.
Who you like?
Thank you, Mrs. Pineda. And for the last one,
Raymunda, ma'am,
okay, Miss Raimundo.
who has red hair.
Okay, thank you, Miss Raimundo. Very good. All of you are correct. Now, let's focus on these two phrases. Let's look again at the dialogue and focus on how these two phrases were used. Here's the dialogue. As you can see, after Kat said the line, I like the one who is wearing a purple headband. Alexis was able to understand that the one she was referring to was Emma. How do you think she knew that it was Emma? Anyone?
De la Cruz po.
Okay, Mr. De La Cruz.
Alexis was able to identify it because of the phrase, who is wearing a purple headband. Emma was the only one in the group who was wearing a purple headband.
Very good, Mr. De La Cruz. How about Alexis' line? I like the one who has red hair. How did Kat know that Alexis was referring to Mia?
Espineda po.
Okay, Mrs. Pineda.
Kath was able to identify that it was Mia because she was the only one that had red hair.
Very good, Mrs. Pineda. So, these two phrases are examples of defining relative clauses. Now, looking at these two examples, what can you conclude about a defining relative clause? Anyone?
Raymunda, ma'am,
Okay, Miss Raimundo.
defining relative clauses is important information that cannot be removed because it is needed so that we can identify who or what is being talked about in the sentence.
Very good, Miss Raimundo. Now that you know now that you know how defining relative clauses are used, I want you to create a sentence based on our example picture. Here is our example picture. Let's have Mr. De La Cruz.
I like the girl who is wearing a pink headband.
So, thank you, Mr. De La Cruz. Based on the sentence, who is the one he likes?
Raymonda, ma'am.
Okay, Miss Raimundo.
I think it was Olivia.
Very good, Miss Raimundo. Are there any questions about defining relative clauses?
None,
None.
ma'am.
None.
Okay. Now let's move on to the last phrase that you wrote down, which is we like. So let's go back to our example dialogue. What can you notice? Anyone?
Espineda po.
Okay, Mrs. Pineda.
Espineda po. It was separated by a comma.
Very good, Mrs. Pineda. Emma, who you like, looks really cute. It's an example of a non-defining relative clause. Now I want you to remove the relative clause in the sentence. You will end up with,
De La Cruz po.
okay, Mr. De La Cruz,
Emma looks really cute.
looks really cute. Thank you, Mr. De La Cruz. Does the sentence still make sense? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. So, what can you conclude about non-defining relative clauses? Anyone?
Espineda po.
Okay, Mrs. Pineda.
Non-defining relative clauses are used just to add extra information. This means that even if it is removed, the sentence will not change and will still make sense.
Very good, Mrs. Pineda. Now that you have these two sentences as your guide, I want someone to create their own sentence. You can use other relative pronouns like which or when. Let's have Miss Raimundo.
My example is this pen, which I am using, is a present from a friend.
Missing is a present from a friend. Thank you, Miss Raimundo. Now, if we remove the relative clause there, we will end up with this pen is a present from a friend. Now, is Miss Raimundo's example sentence correct? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Are there any questions about non-defining relative clauses?
None, ma'am.
Good. So, before we end our discussion, can someone please differentiate defining and non-defining relative clauses? Anyone?
De La Cruz po.
Okay. Go, Mr. De La Cruz.
The defining relative clauses are important information, and if it is removed from the sentence, you will not be able to identify who or which is being talked about in the sentence. While not defining relative clauses, these are these are separated by a comma, and it just adds extra information. So even if it is removed, the sentence will still make sense.
Thank you, Mr. De La Cruz. So, that's all for today, guys. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, ma'am.